Yeah, well, he's a champion, no doubt about it, Virat Kohli. And in India, the pressure is on if you're a champion. It's hard to go past Sachin Tendulkar, but he's played against Pakistan 15 times in ODIs, 300s, 250s, averages 55. So he's got the stats. Usman, Khawaja, Brad Haddin. Is he better than Sachin?
I mean...
Tough, isn't it? That's what I mean. You can't go past Sachin.
I'm going to say in ODIs, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. Because if you look at the stats, and he's almost taken over how many hundreds he's got, and he's played so many more less games than what Sachin did. Sachin was the benchmark for when I grew up, but, you know, what he's doing right now, no one's ever done that in the game for him.
I mean, 4900s, that's Sachin. He's scored 47. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, in 283 games. The two things about it for me is he makes players around him better. Everyone likes to play when he drives standards high. You see when he came into the team, he wanted to leave a legacy, and he's done that with the way this Indian team's presented. The number one in all three forms of the game going into this World Cup. But the other thing I like about him is how he controls the tempo of the game when he bats. He's got different gears. He can go in, he can take the game away from you. He can go into his shell when he has to. But he just controls the whole tempo of the game.
He's the greatest of run chasers we've seen in one-day cricket.
I agree
that
with
is no doubt about that. Stats will back that up. But the thing I love about Virat is his consistency. And the reason I believe he's so consistent over such a long period of time, he's the greatest 2 and 4 hitter I have seen. He doesn't hit a lot of sixes in one-day cricket. I mean, in the stats, I looked it up because I'm like, I rarely see him hit sixes when I play against him. And I looked it up. He only averages 1 6 every 2 games. With someone like Rohit, Rohit averages about 1.36 a game. That's why he keeps the risk in his part. Like he really mitigates all risk, and he hits 4s and 2s. That's why he's so consistent over a long period of time.
And he loves the big stage. I mean, tonight's game against Pakistan, that is a big stage game for him.
Yeah, I'd be nervous if I was Pakistan. He did well against them in the Asian Cup. We've seen out here in the 2020 World Cup when they were gone, he played that over off Ralph, was it?
Yeah.
To get him into the semis. But he loves his occasion. He controls those middle overs, but he loves the crowd. He'll bring the crowd into the game tonight. Watch him when the things aren't going well. He'll bring the crowd in. He'll get the energy around him.
He's pumping the sixes here. This is in the Asia Cup, 122 9 out of 94
Small boundaries
in Colombo.
Right.
But you're right. You're right. He's a gun chaser. That's why I'm thinking. You know, will India just bowl first if they win the toss? They love chasing. It's hard to know, but he's a champion. There's no doubt about it. And he's super fit too, isn't he? I mean, you have a look at him, then you have a look at Rohit Sharma as well. They've got 78 hundreds between them, Hats. That is phenomenal, those two guys.
No, and they complement each other as well. You see Rohit Sharma, he passed Chris Gale for most sixes, and he's not that player. When you watch him, you think, oh, is he that six-hitter player? Yeah. But he does pull off length well. He gets the innings off to a real quick start, and he hasn't scored 100 in a while till he did the other night against Afghanistan. So he needed that innings, but he can take the game away from you in the first 15 overs.
It's amazing when you talk about sixes, because you think of Chris Gale, as you said, and he's big, strong. You go, I reckon this guy can hit sixes. But out of that, unbelievable. This is the record. So the fastest World Cup 100 for an Indian batsman of 63 deliveries, and most World Cup 100s. Those stats are unbelievable.
I mean, can we add, is it 3 double centuries he's scored? Can we add that?
We couldn't fit it on the screen.
He's been unbelievable. The amount of cricket games he's played, ODI especially, and what he's been able to do. You know, at the top of the order, the 6 count across all formats is amazing. And Chris Gale, you expect that from Chris Gale.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a bit of a surprise, but the hit man, he can hit a 6.
556 sixes. How many through mid-wicket pull shot?
He loves that. We've been out to talking about it off the back of a leg. I think we've both been on the back end of a back of a leg pull shot over square leg for 6. He plays that shot. It looks so beautiful when he does it. That's why everyone loves watching him bat.
It's Babar Azam at the top of the order. Is he the key for them to fire tonight?
Oh, I think what we're seeing with Pakistan, there's more players than Babar now. We've seen Rizra the other night. He was outstanding. We know Babar's class. And I'd like to see him have a shootout tonight, actually. I'd like to see him v Kohli. One score 120 and the other one score 125. Just because the theatre of it. But these two are the keys, but they've got a lot now that are adding to the flair of that middle order.
They've started to take on the bowling on both sides. I mean, Pakistan have got some good numbers up the top of the order. Al-Haq there, and then even Rizwan as well can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a solid batting lineup. The 2 openers, Shafiq, Imam Al-Haq, they're quality batsmen. They both play Test cricket too. They know how to score runs. You guys got like Rizwan, and then you got Babar Azam, he's doing what Kohli was doing 10 years ago. Obviously, Kohli's done it for a long time, but he's the world's #1 batsman in this format. He's been amazing. He literally is the heart and soul of that team. But that Rizwan, the way he's been playing lately, I mean, he is a quality batsman. You can't underestimate him.
And aggressive. 131 of 121 against Sri Lanka and went after them.
Well, he complements Bubba. He goes after the game. He can be a bit unorthodox. But Uzi, you've played against Bubba. We haven't seen him as much as we see Kohli and the players like that. But he's definitely at that standard, isn't he? He's world class. He can control those middle overs similar. But we just haven't seen enough of him, have we?
Yeah, I think, Bubba's pretty much, if you look at what he's doing, if you look at his stats, they line up quite well to what Kohli did in the start of his career. And that's amazing. Even to get close to that is amazing. And Bubba's been doing it. We probably don't see as much of him. He doesn't play in the IPL. Yeah. We haven't seen him as much in Australia and T20 tournaments around the world. But you're 100% right. I think Rizwan complements him beautifully. Also, the Pakistanis play the spin a lot better than a lot of other countries do. Rizwan's a very good player of spin. Bubba is. All the batsmen, even down all the way to their middle lower order. Shadab can bat a little bit too. So you think the spin's not going to have as much effect on them as that might do the other teams.